Welcome back to DETV. Okay, we are here doing the gasket design on Chapter 3. This is the first major drawing on Chapter 3. This is to teach you skill sets such as offset, trim, fillet, and extend. I know a lot of you could draw this without going through these steps, but the goal is learning these skill sets, not extending what you already know. I have already opened this up in inches, so make sure you've opened AutoCAD in inches or imperial. It says to do format units, and you can go to the menu bar up here and click format and go down to units. However, most of the time I just type units, and it says to make sure this says decimal, good, inches, perfect, and then it says to set this precision at 2 decimal points. Push OK, just like all your other drawings. Now it wants you to change the grid and snap intervals. And if you remember, grid and snap intervals are down here. It says to go to Tools and Draft Settings, which you can. I could click right here, but I like to click on the arrow next to the snap mode. You click Snap Settings, and you notice it. The same menu comes up. It says Draft Settings. We're already on the snapping grid. It says to change the grid spacing. Now don't think of it as the snap spacing. The snap spacing is going to stay at 0.5. The grid spacing is over here, and it wants you to do 1 inch. Now when you do 1, since this is clicked here, the equal X and Y spacing, as soon as you hit tab, the other one should turn to 1. Then it says to make sure that switch grid on and snap on. So I'm going to click both of these on, and I'm going to push OK. And then you can do zoom extents, which all you do is hit Z, E, and we've got zoom extents. Okay, this part is called using line command with ortho option. Ortho option is kind of a pain when it's on, unless you need a horizontal or a vertical line. And we're going to make this happen. So, the first thing it wants you to do is select line command, and in the area, looking at your coordinates down here, go to 4, 6. So we're going to come over to 4 on the XY, and then 6, which is straight up. So 4, 6, and you click. It says next turn on ortho. That is this right here, ortho mode. And when I do this, you'll see it turns blue and the line immediately moves down. So now, no matter where I go, it will only do horizontal and vertical lines. I can't go diagonally or any other angle. It wants me to move the graphics cursor below the last point, creating a vertical line that is 2 units long. The Y coordinate should be 4. So if I come down 2 units, 1 unit and 2 units, if you look, the XY at the bottom of the screen is 4, 4. So that's where it wants it. And then I click. Move the graphics cursor to the right of the last point, 1 unit. So half a unit, 1 unit. And then it says the X coordinate should be 5, which it is. Then it says move below 2.5 units. It's 2.5 units, and you'll notice it's 1.5, so the Y coordinate 1.5 is correct. Then it says turn off the snap mode. Move the graphics cursor to the right of the last point, about 7 units long near 12. So about 7 units long. So we're going to go a little past 7.13. Perfect. Inside the drawing area, right click and hit enter. You could do that, or you could hit the space bar, or you can hit escape. All those end your turn with the line command. In the status bar area, make sure the buttons that are only the grid display, the ortho mode are switched on. So the grid display, good, and the ortho mode on. Perfect. You activate the line command by hitting the space bar, right? Yep, activate. Alright, so I'm going to hit, and then I'm going to go up to the toolbar and select end. So I just want to go to the end, and it says to pick the top left vertical line. So the top left vertical line, that's what this one here. And I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to move the cursor to the right of the last point and create a horizontal line that is about 3 units long. It doesn't say exactly, it says about, so I'm just gonna get close. 3.1, perfect. And then you want to end the command, so I'm just gonna hit spacebar. So far you look at the book, it has the same kind of drawing as we do. Inside the drawing area, right mouse click to activate the option menu, hit enter, and yep, we did that. Okay, so select circle radius. So that is the top one here, circle radius, and then you're going to turn on the snap option. And you're going to move the cursor to 11.5, 6. So 11.5, 6, right there. You're going to move to the coordinate real position of 13.6. So right there, if you look down here at this, wait till it gets to 13.6. So just 1.5 to the right of it. And you click. That's the size circle you need. Move the graphics cursor to the world coordinate and click, and you should have a radius of 1.5. Got it. Select line command and draw in the tool. So we're going to select line command again. We're going to move to the real world coordinates of 11, 1.5. So select line. We're doing down here 11, oh, we want this off, 11 right there, 1.5, perfect. And then it's, you notice I can only go these two directions. Well, it wants me to select tangent. So then you want to see that symbol there on that circle, and you're going to click it, and it's going to go right there. You hit spacebar, and it ends that. Snap to tangent. Just like this. It went straight up, your symbol was right there, and then when you clicked it, it moved to the tangent there. Make sure none of these buttons, okay, so in the status bar, reset the options buttons so that none of the buttons are switched on. So not this one, this one, this one. Alright. Now using the extend command. Extend lengthens, we know that. And so we're going to select the extend command, which you go to the trim, the arrow next to it, you click it, you go to extend. You're going to pick the circle as a boundary. You're going to pick the line. Then you're going to a right button click, which will now extend whatever you. So this one we're going to just move over here, and it just goes right to the edge of the circle. After you do that, you right mouse click, you push enter, and you're done with that. Then it's going to say select this horizontal line, select this circle, select this line, and select this line. Go to up here, don't just click this because it's on extend. You want to hit the arrow down and go to trim, and it wants you to trim this away, and it wants you to trim this section away. Right button click, enter, you're done there. Now you're going to create a tan radius circle. Tan radius circle, and you're going to pick this line and this circle and make a radius of 1 and hit enter, and it will create a circle right there. Select all 3 of those, trim. You want to get rid of this part, and this part. So you have this nice rounded edge right there. Then you're going to use the fillet command. Now, fillet, don't forget, you click fillet, you hit R, you put in your radius, then you select the 2 lines, despite what the command prompts are. So fillet, you notice it says select first object. No, you hit R, always. And you're going to select 0.75 for the first one, hit enter, then you select your first object and your second object. So we got radius of, and then it says to do it on your own for the 0.25, so you're going to select fillet, R, enter, 0.25, enter, first line, second line. So we've filleted these 2, and we've used a tan radius circle for that one. Now, you cannot offset this just by selecting all of these. If I select all these and select offset, it won't work. Now it says select an offset distance, and I think it says 0.5, I think, hold on, 0.5, yep, 0.5, and then it says select objects. If you do that, you will have a mess, especially where it comes to angles. You see that one right there, and then so you're gonna have a mess. It doesn't work that way, and plus it'll take a long time. So the goal is to change this into a polyline, one object. If you remember the difference between line and polyline. This is individual, this is one line. All right, so what you want to do is select all this, and you're going to go under the modify panel, click that little down arrow, and over here is a command called join. So you click it, and now you notice it is one object. Select it, we go to offset, we select a distance, which is 0.5. Now it says to do it on the inside. So you see I'm on the outside. I can move to the inside. It makes that shape inside. I click, and then you'll want to make sure you get out of that. Now you have two polylines, one inside of each other. That is how you make the gasket. So don't forget to save it as the Gasket Design first and last name. Obviously your first and last name.